As a wee lad, I was one of those kids obsessed with dinosaurs. One night I had a random realization of mortality and it just suddenly clicked in my mind that all the dinosaurs are dead. And this just made little 6-year-old me just overcome with so much emotion that I just bursted into tears. I started crying out to my mother, and when she came in to ask me what was wrong, I cried out from the bottom bunk, "Dinosaurs aren't my favorite animal anymore because they're all dead. Now my favorite animal is cows." So now about 20 some odd years later, I'm gonna make a video about cows in Skyrim. Buckle up. First off, according to Skyrim's own loading screens, cows are one of Skyrim's most common domestic animals in the country. I believe this to be a lie. Because with the amount of cows that there actually are in the game, there's no way there's enough to manage that supply and demand. I know this because I went around to every city, every village, every farm, homestead, giant camp, every whatever where there might be cows, and found out that there are only 21 cows in the entire game. That's including all the optional cows you can purchase for your home through the Hearthfire DLC, and the random encounters involving giants and cow tributes. Now I know that in games like this you have to scale things down to video game scale or whatever, but 21 cows for the approximate 974 souls that live in Skyrim, which is a number that I came up with in a previous video? No way. To break it down, that means, by hold, Whiterun has the most cows with 8. That's including the one you could buy for Golden Hills Plantation, and a dead one found at a giant's camp. So really 7. Followed by Falkreath at 4, the Pale and the Rift each have 3, 2 from random encounters, and Hellmarch has 1 assuming you bought a cow for Winstad Manor. That also means that the Reach, Hoffengar, Winterhold, and Eastmarch all have 0 cows. Only 5 out of 9 holds have cows. That's not that many cows. I'm pretty sure that there are more domesticated goats than there are cows in Skyrim, but it's not like I'm gonna go all around Skyrim again just to count how many domesticated goats there are. There's 28 goats. So here are some cow facts that help keep things moving. I mean, moving. Skyrim cows are based on the real-life Highland cow. In terms of milk production, Highland cows rank pretty low. They only yield about 1 to 2 gallons of milk a day. Compared to the Nordic red breeds, Scandinavia's primary dairy cow breeds, which can produce about 6 to 8 gallons of milk a day. Which means the Highland cows are not sustainable for a commercial dairy trade, and that they're better fit for like homesteading, which makes sense because that's the context that we see cows being used in Skyrim. So then you probably think, well, maybe a Skyrim cow produces more than its source material. Yeah, maybe, but unfortunately there are no wiki entries for how much milk a Skyrim cow produces per day. All that it tells you is that they can snitch on you if you commit a crime. The closest thing we have is that if you milk your cow on the Golden Hills Plantation, you get 2 jugs of milk. I don't know the official jugs to gallon conversion rate, but it seems pretty close to me. But all this makes me think that cow products, and goods that are made using cow products, must be more of a delicacy in Skyrim than we realize. Feasting off of beef and baked goods must be a privilege in Skyrim. That's why they roast multiple whole cows in Sovngarde. I also think it could add another level to the infamous milk drinker insult.
What do you want, milk drinker?
Usually when someone calls you a milk drinker, they're implying that you're a weak, immature, or cowardly person. But perhaps it could also apply a level of snobbiness. Like, oh look at you, you're a person that can afford a cow. You get free daily nourishments while the rest of us have to risk getting mauled by saber-toothed cats or stepped on by giants or eaten by giant flying lizards just to eat. So yeah, you go ahead and suckle that teat. Besides, even if there were herds of cattle to sustain the population of Skyrim, where would they go? The plains of Whiterun? Okay, sure. Oh, but except the plains of Whiterun are populated by saber-toothed cats, cow-stealing giants, and giant flying lizards. Not to mention the clan of werewolves that could do pretty much whatever they want there. So yeah, not really feasible if you ask me. But it was at this point that I started to think about how hard it would be to preserve the milk during transport to other holds if it ever got to that. And I don't think it would be that hard. First of all, there's that merchant in Riften who has that special preservation technique.
I picked up a trick from a butcher in Elenir, a small town over the border in Hammerfell. He showed me a way to grind up ice wraith teeth and use it as a preservative. Keeps everything cold and fresh, but only for a limited time.
So if Skyrim ever opened up a patent office, she would be set for life. And if the world somehow ever ran out of ice wraith teeth, you could always just hire an ice mage to keep your milk cold for you. I just think it's really funny if someone went through all the trouble at the College of Winterhold just to essentially become a living refrigerator. But hey, at least it would be steady employment. It's just funny to me how magic almost completely nullifies the need for technological advancement. So that's it. That's all I got about cows in Skyrim. It's not the longest video, but hey, I don't know what you're expecting. It's a video about cows. I hope you learned some stuff. If not, then I don't know. I guess you just know a lot of shit about cows. I learned that I can make an entire video about cows without dropping a single yo mama joke. And I call that a win when you consider my level of maturity. I also learned that you could call me whatever you want. You ain't gonna stop me from drinking delicious whole milk.
What do you want, milk drinker?
Thank you and take care.